Hello and welcome to Spy Money. What a day. Great day for me. I loved it. Made some good money, made some good trades. Got some new members in the group, and they were making money. I love to see people make money. It's pretty awesome. So we're going to start right in on this. We're going to talk about ES. It started selling off today. We rode this thing all the way up today, and we were all happy. We started selling off about right here. I have a 70-30 rule. If you don't know what that is, I have a YouTube video that you can find. Just look for 70-30. You'll find it, and it is how I trade. I don't necessarily have to get in at the bottom. I don't have to get in at the top. If I get in about 30% of the way up, and if I get out about 70% of the way out, then I'm okay with that. I take the 40%. So today we actually got in. We've been buying SPY calls for 2 weeks, and probably back over in here, and we bought a whole bunch more down here. We were buying them for pennies. I mean, we weren't spending any money on them. So anyway, it came up today, and the profit started tallying up. And we were doing a live stream right when it happened, and I just started selling off. I sold off a lot of the calls, almost all of them. If they were in profit, I sold them today. So, and then as it was going up and it broke through right here, we actually knew that it was going to start selling off again. So I started buying. See, I sold off my calls in here, and I started buying puts here. And then when it came down and it went back up, I bought more right here. And then as soon as I bought them, it was just like boom. I think I have about, I think I've got around $1,800 worth of SPY puts. And when it dropped down to here, I was almost $800 in profit. I did not sell. I thought about it. I kind of wish I would have in a way, but we've got the job reports coming out tomorrow. Do you honestly think that the unemployment rate is not going to be low? It's going to be sky high. There's no one working in America right now, hardly anybody. Medical field, service industry, gas stations, grocery stores, all the retail shut down. A lot of the office buildings are shut down. So you know that people have signed up for unemployment. So tomorrow it should just be miserable. So I hate that for America, I really do. But there's money to be made here. So I hopped on it. I'm making money there. It's going to sell off tomorrow. I'll make more money tomorrow. I stand to make $3,000 to $4,000 on this by tomorrow, and I'm not going to give that up. Someone in our membership had talked about as far as how you felt about shorting off a stock or buying puts or whichever. But as long as they allow it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make money with it. So that's how I feel. On ES, where do I think this is going? Well, like I just said, I think it's going to sell off tonight, and I think it's going to be a hard sell. We may come back down, to this bottom channel, 25 or 22.59. We could easily drop a lot. We already dropped from here, from there to there was 106 points right there. We could easily drop down to here. That is 191. We could easily drop that in a day. We've actually rallied 315 points in one day. We've rallied without the Fed's 185 points. We've dropped more than that. So this is very doable to come down to here. Could we make it all the way down and make a new low? Very possible. And I hate it that we would do that because it's going to hurt some of my other stuff. But if it would actually do it, say over Thursday and Friday, and sell off, and I'll take my money, and as soon as I sell it off, then I'll just jump back in and start buying calls on it. So I plan on making money with it. Everybody else can do what they want, but I'm making money. I know the majority of my team is making money in the Spy Money group, the Discord group. If you're not a part of our Discord group, you should consider joining it. We talk about all of this stuff. We talk about it all day long. We do live streams. Today we were trading. I pull up the charts. People call out different things. We chart it out. We look at the options of it, and then we start trying to figure out which one is the best one. We discuss it amongst each other, and then all of a sudden we all start buying it. And it's actually fun. That's probably the best part of my membership, is just doing the midday live streams with the members. I enjoy that more than anything. And we got Clint. He's our a thrifty shopper. We're all buying it for a nickel. He's trying to get it for 3 cents, and it just turns into a game. It's really fun. So if you haven't, if you're not in our membership, down at the bottom is a link you can click on. You can see all the information about it. Having questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help you get you plugged in. So I believe that we're going to be coming down. I don't know how far. I'm hoping that we just hit like maybe this channel. I wouldn't mind going all the way down. But if we go all the way down, I don't want to drop and make a new low. 2174 is the low we had. I really don't want to see it going below that, and I don't think it will. I think if we do anything, we will probably come down and maybe touch the 2361. And we may just barely come down at all. I'm not sure. The job reports is every week when that comes out, you just never know what's going to happen. But I do know that it's going to be bad. Now, did they drop it right here because of that, and it's already priced in? That's what we'll have to find out. There is a channel, or not a channel, but a trend line that kind of goes right up through here. Not that one. Let's see. We'll try this one. If we do this one, it's not really. It's kind of off. It's not really a trend to me. So there's not one there. Across the top, if you do this one, let's see. If you come back, and this is probably going to fall out. No, that's not even going to do it, because even if I do that and they come down, it's not there. So there's not really, in my opinion, a channel there. It's just kind of up and down and everywhere. So we'll have to wait in the morning and see what happens. It's already started rallying a little bit, coming off that bottom. But I believe that this will come up and just sell off right here. So I'll probably jump in some ES puts tonight, future puts, and make some more money off of that. And so that's that one. Let's go to gold. I have not looked at gold all day. I've been busy with everything else. The last time I looked at it, it was right up in here. So it's coming down, but that big sell-off, it kind of brought it up a little bit. I'd like to see gold go ahead and sell off one down. It actually broke this channel. It broke this channel. What I'm thinking is right here is a type of cup and handle. It actually went up though past that. I drew this morning, and it went past it. It was here would be the handle, and then it would shoot up from here. So I'm not really sure what it's going to do. Gold usually sells off when the market rages, and when it is here lately, the ES, gold, silver, all the metals, everything has been running together. And it's really kind of confused me on a lot of my plays, because I don't know how to play it sometimes. But if you look at this one, I mean, you can see this is pretty well a typical cup and handle, and it's come down, and where it's turned right here, that might actually take off. I would like to see this go ahead and come down and sell off, because if gold is selling off, the market will usually rally, usually. And I've got puts on this. I'd like to see it come on down. I bought more up in here. I had some down here because I thought it was going to drop out, and it just kind of took off without me even noticing it. So I bought more up here to average down, and if this would come on down, probably about probably around 1543, that's where I'll be in some pretty decent profit at that point. So if it would get to here, then that would be real good for me. So gold, I'm a little undecided. I think it's still going to come down, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The market is, usually if gold is kind of selling off a little bit, it kind of moves ahead of time here lately. So, and since the market actually turned up, so I'm just not sure. I can't call that one out yet. I have puts in it, so I'm definitely feeling bearish, but part of me feels it's bullish. So I'd probably stay out of it until you know for sure what's going to happen with it. Got crude oil. Crude oil's trying to make a comeback, but we have this descending triangle here. And what I think is going to happen is this is probably going to sell off there. So I will probably hop in some puts on this tonight when we get done with the live stream. I'll probably hop in some puts on it and just go ahead and let it ride down, because I'm sure that is going to probably come down. I've got some calls in it. They're long term, and I know long term it's going to be fine, but if I can get the puts and just ride it through the night and come on down, then I'll take that extra money. So oil is still in a bearish pattern. So I would not recommend anybody to hop in this for calls at this moment, but although you have this right here that's actually coming up, I just saw. So you've got, it kind of broke down a little bit, but I mean, really the one to be would be right here, because you're picking up this one, this one, this one, and this coming down below, but it actually come up and touched it, touched the bottom, broke through, come down. It's trying to play this line. This may, I mean, it would be great if this went ahead and took off, but I don't see it happening. I see it dropping more. So that's my take on oils. About anything you touch in oil is going to be bad. Then you have natural gas. Natural gas, let's see here. Let's see, Mela, I'm new, interested in joining the Discord. Weird one, Mellow. There's a link down in the description. You can click on that and it'll take you right to it and get your payment and all that. And Clint, yeah, we did. We killed it today. Clint, you're not getting that one. So, but anyway, the on natural gas, this one has been running in a channel. It actually broke through the channel today, but then sold off. I'm actually bullish on gas. I know it's crazy to be bullish on gas in this time of year, but it's sold off so much. And right now, you know, where it's at right now, I still think you can make a comeback to here. And this is what I've been telling everybody for a while. There's a little spot there. And the reason I picked that spot is because of this trend line and then your fib. And that's a good spot for it to go to. And this could easily rally to that point. That would be the end of June. So end of July, end of June, beginning of July is when it could hit this area. If it doesn't, it may go ahead and just kind of consolidate up and then come back up and hit over in this area. But I really think that's probably going to go there. So we'll just have to wait and see. I've got calls on this one, so hopefully it will just take off. And then we have, let's see, what's NG? We did, why is the NQ not there? It must have deleted. Let's see here, NQ. Sometimes TOS will delete your tickers. I don't know why. Right now we have NQ follows ES. It's the same thing. Or not follows, but they all do the same thing. So if we go into the 15-minute on it, you can see it sold off the exact same way. I have TQQQ calls, and I got busy today. I was selling off so much stuff, and I've got so much left that I overlooked. I wanted to sell my TQ calls up here, and I didn't get it done. So now I'm down here. I'm still up on them, but I could be up a lot more if I'd have sold them up here. And I was going to buy them again either tomorrow or Friday, probably Friday, so that we can, so I can make more money on it. I was considering doing the puts on this as well, but I had SPY puts, and I don't want to put too much money in puts right now. I believe the market is bearish. But if you look at this, you have a double top right there. So that's where it sold off. It hit that double top. But what I was wondering, was this going to be a cup and handle? I mean, we had this big spike there, which throws it off. But this could have easily done this, pulled back, and then shot up. And that's what I was concerned about on about every chart that I've been looking at lately has been like this. All of them have the same patterns because everything's following the same. So end up selling off. It come down here. It's actually kind of pulling up a little bit, but I still think this is going to come on down, probably 73.26 or so. It'll follow ES. There's no doubt in my mind that it's going to sell off tonight. We have VIX. VIX was actually doing pretty good coming down. It came up to their pre-market, and I was hoping it would have a big sell-off, and it never. I'd really like for this to get on down, and we want it to go down below the 20. That's the non-fear factor. This is called a fear factor VIX chart. But I'm thinking it's going to get down around $15 or so, once it gets settled down and the market's kind of back to normal. That's kind of my goal for it to go. So I've got puts in this, and honestly, my puts are not doing that great. I don't really know why, but they're not. So I don't know if it's the time or what, but the puts just didn't do great on VIX, not like I thought it would. And let's see here. Answer one question. When buying call put, how do you determine the strike price? If Nike is at $80, how do I determine a call? Do you mind answering that? Well, we buy totally different than everybody else. And for me to go in that's a very long conversation. I would, in our membership, we go over all that. And there's also, I'm putting out some courses right now that are going to be paid courses, and it will go over that as well. And not that I don't want to answer it, but it would take up way too much time to answer in this YouTube video. So I'd be happy to answer. I just can't answer it right now. So if you want to send me an inbox or something, if you go into our Facebook site and then send an inbox from there, then I'd be happy to talk to you a little bit about it. So maybe it'll help you, weird one. So we went through all the futures other than DXY. The dollar is selling off. That's what we've been waiting on. This right here, and see that descending pattern right here. So the descending triangle is a bearish sign. So we actually drop below it. We should hopefully sell off on that tonight. But the one thing you have to remember, when the ES is going down, the dollar is usually going up. They usually go opposite of each other. So I'm hoping that ES drops tonight for my puts, or SPY, whichever way you want to call it. But I want to see the dollar keep going down. If it keeps going down, then that means our market is going to start taking off. One thing that, and it deleted the Dow Jones on here too. Let's see, that was DJI, I think it is. Yeah. So the Dow Jones today, it actually shot up, and just the same as ES, it sold off right at the end. So everything runs together. I mean, you can just pull up ES, and that's why I chart so much on ES, and I watch it all the time, and I talk about ES, is because whatever ES is doing, pretty much everything else is doing the same thing. You can draw a chart on ES, and everything follows it, unless they have news on a stock or something. You're welcome, weird one. We got American Airlines. What is the guess on this one? Anybody's guess? I personally think that with the bailout, I think it was something like $46 billion that the government is actually putting out for the airlines. That's good news. But we also have this cup and handle, and we pull back. I'm thinking that tomorrow we might sell off some. I don't think it's going to be a big sell-off, though. That's my opinion. So I think that if we sell off, I think it's going to be a small one. We might come to here. We might come back to 1286, but I don't see us going back down here. But I would say probably in the 1461 range, and then I think it's going to take off, because as soon as they get the money for the bailout, that's going to put them all back to work. Everybody's going to want to buy this stock, all the investors, and I think it's just going to make it rally, make it just a huge rage on it. And if you look at that, we can go up to 3078. That's where it was. So we've dropped off that much. I mean, I think this is the bottom, 950. And, I've got calls in. I think I got $400 worth of calls on it. So it should take off. Yeah, Clint, I agree with you. I think it's just gone. There was someone asking, a new member in our group today, was asking what we thought about maybe it pulling back. They were wanting to get in it. They thought it might be a little late. I think tomorrow's going to be the answer. When you see it tomorrow, that will definitely be the answer. And if you look at this, this is somewhat of a pennant. Yeah, that's a pennant right there. Now, pennants are dangerous. This is a bull pennant, not a flag, but a pennant. And a pennant can go either way. We will know pre-market where this is going to go. If this thing is high in pre-market, then we're going to rally. If this is dropping below it in pre-market tomorrow, then we're going to tank. So that would be our answer. And I know that's kind of vague, but pennants, you can't determine where it's going to go. Pennants are the worst thing to be in. I would never want to trade in a pennant, and I do every now and then on accident, but I just don't like them. I don't know how many contracts I have. I know I've got $400 worth, whatever that is. It must be probably about the same, because we didn't pay anything for them. So AAL, I think that long-term bullish. I don't think that even if you bought calls today and it tanked, you'd still come out. It's long-term for me. Apple, I bought puts on it today, and I'm up something like 35% on them over this drop. I'd like to see it go ahead and drop down again. I know one member has like a lot of money in stock on this, and he's wanting it to keep on going. But if he could just give me like one more day and let me sell this off tomorrow, then he can have all the rage he wants, and I'll even buy calls and rage with him. So I'm bearish on this, but only through tomorrow. Friday, I'm not sure, but through tomorrow, I'm bearish on it. And we got puts up here before it even dropped. We got puts there, and I think this is just going to pull up, and this is going to be kind of like almost like a flag coming down, because that's what happens on a we call it a cup and handle. So if you have this here, and then comes down, so that's kind of where you're looking. So I think that it's probably going to, maybe bounce through here pre-market and after hours, and then it's probably going to sell off. This is a good support right here, the 236.64 rolling through there. So as soon as the market opens and it's coming down, I'm going to sell it. I could have sold it today, but I didn't, because I thought I could swing it over and get some more overnight, so I didn't do it. And then if we go to AMD, I'm long bullish, but it's in that cup and handle situation. All the charts look the same. And so I'm hoping, I've got calls in this as well, and I'm up on them, and I almost sold them today, but I didn't, because I was afraid it was going to barely come down and take off. So I didn't sell them. I sold off a lot of stuff today. About somewhere between $8,000 and $9,000 profit today is what I made. And I don't even know the exact number. There was stuff selling. I had auto sales on so much stuff that when we were doing the live stream, stuff just kept popping up and selling, and I didn't even know it. And there was one of them that sold AG, which is silver. I bought it by accident, thinking it was Bear, the aspirin Bear, that company. And it said Bear AG, and I thought AG was the ticker, but it turns out it wasn't. I bought it and ended up making money on it. I think I made like $300 on it. I bought it last week. And me and another member, Dawes, Deb, she ended up, I told her where I had my sale at. We had the same strike and everything. And she texts me and says, "Hey, we sold AG." And I said, "We did?" I didn't even know it. I made money, didn't even know it today. So that's a good problem. I'm glad we made money on it. AMD, I'm long bullish on it. If you look back at the chart, it was at 59.27, and it started dropping. It started dropping right here on earnings. Where was the earnings on this? I guess it was right here. We started dropping on earnings, and then we started picking up, and then the market crashed, and then boom, here we are. So it was actually going up anyway, and the earnings report was actually pretty good, but the analysts that I don't really care for thought they didn't make enough money, so it dropped. So I had calls on it because the fundamentals were great. And so I ended up losing money on that because of an analyst. But tomorrow, I think that we probably have maybe one more day of sell-off on this, possibly a second, but I think it's going to be one day. Friday, part of me thinks that Friday is going to be a rage. Just because everything, the way it's charting right now, and then with us selling off on a Wednesday, we usually start selling off on a Thursday and a Friday, but this time we sold off on Wednesday. I think we'll sell off on Friday. And part of me, we'll have to find out tomorrow, but part of me thinks that we're going to take off at the end of the day tomorrow and probably not look back. That's what I think. Amazon. I think it was $5,400 on Amazon today. I bought it bought some calls on Tuesday and Wednesday last week, a week ago. And I was up, it kept on just kind of up and down, up and down. It would go between 3,000 and 6,000. And so today, I went ahead and set a sell for it. And I took me a little nap this morning, because where I stayed up all night the night before, I was tired. So I set a sell for it, and I thought, if it hits this, I'll take my money. I woke up, looked at my phone, and I was rich. It was an awesome feeling. I loved it. So Bear is Bear. Bruce, I have no idea what Bear is. I'm not going to do it again. I made my money on it, and I'm done. So I don't even know what it is. It was like I think it's like 4 or 5 letters or something. I don't know. Matter of fact, I think it's even going down what someone told me. I don't even think it was right. If we look at it, see, it's BAYRY is what you said. So if I would have bought that last Tuesday or Wednesday, that would have been right here. So I would still have probably less money than what I did when I bought it, because it is consolidated all the way across. It is crossing right here. The 15 is crossing the 50, and it's above that VWAP. So honestly, it looks like a pretty good call out. So y'all need to remind us. We'll look at this again tomorrow and see. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do is I will put that one right here, and that way I'll look at it in the morning as well. I'll have it on the call out sheet. So we'll look at that in the morning and see what it's doing. Right now it's just staying in a channel. If we come down about right here, oops. Come over and going down right there. So this is the channel it's staying in, and it's at the top, so it's probably going to sell off tomorrow, but there's a chance this might keep on going. If they have the ingredient that they needed for the drug of that CV and stuff, then this could easily take off once they announce it. And besides, I mean, if you look at it, it's sold off with the market. It's time for it to go up. This was a bear flag here, and then it sold off. This is a channel. Usually you'll have a drop, base, rally. And this is a base right here. It's a long base, but it's a base. It's just channeling back and forth. Consolidation base, whatever you want to call it. And a horizontal channel, it's all the same thing. And then when it comes out of here, it'll take off. Now, being with the 180 right here, and the 15 and the 50 crossing there, that kind of makes me think that it's probably going to be tonight that this might take off. So the best time to have gotten in it was probably right here. And if you go in long calls, I think you'd be fine. September or later is what I would do. Maybe even January on these, just to give it time. Being what it is. So if we look back and see how it moves into long term, there's an M, and then it dropped right there. So we could actually do, a fib off of this one here. And then we could actually bring it down to, actually, so we need to take it the other way, since it actually dropped down. And then, so we could easily come up. It looks like the 618's right there, 2255. So, yeah, it could easily drop down too, but I don't see it dropping down anymore. I say it's going to come on up, and the 618's probably where we're going to be going for it. That's our magic number. So I'll leave that on there on the chart. That's a weekly chart. I usually do fibs on weekly because I'm long. If you're going to be doing, swing overnight or something, weekly is not really what you want to do. You want to use a 1 hour or 4 hour, maybe even a day, probably a day chart. So on this one, I would be long on it. It may drop off tonight and then take off. So that's that one. And we were on AMD last, Amazon. So BA. I think I actually sold some stuff on BA today. I can't remember. We sold so much. I think Clint sold BA today. He bought some of them, or sold some of them. And it seemed like someone else did, but I can't remember who. But we're actually, we dropped off pretty good. Now we're starting to come up. It's actually moving with the market. BA I'm long on. I wouldn't care if it even dropped off more tonight. I'd probably just buy more. I think I've got 40 contracts on BA Boeing, unless I sold them today. I just can't remember. And then, so I'm long biased on it. CCL, Cardinal, or Carnival Cruise Line, I'm still long on it. I'm still holding mine. I'm up quite a bit on them. I think if I look at them here, see, I think I'm up like 162%, $652. I think I've got something, what is that, like maybe $400 or so in it, I guess, something like that. So I'm actually doing pretty good with it, but the numbers on the options with Carnival Cruise Line, they're not always right. They will show you made a $15,000 at times, and you never. So the options, you just kind of watch them because we're so far out of the money on them. But I'm long-term bullish on that. They're going to be bailing out them, so I think it'll be fine. I did this right here as a bear flag to see what would happen, and usually a bear flag will last 2 to 3 days, and then it will drop out. And we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th day, and we're still going strong. So this is probably just a channel going right on up. That's where I would say it is. So I'm long on it. Clorox, I mentioned this morning that if it would stay above this, but it looks like it's dropping down. Looks like Clorox has cleaned itself out. So it looks like everybody's bought enough Clorox. And it's probably going to come on down. This one channel, or not channel, but just the rough trend line right here was kind of the direction that it was going. And what I was saying is if it would come up and touch that and keep going, then I would say that's probably going to continue out through here. But right now, I just wouldn't even be in Clorox at all. It's just not, it's not something for me. It's not even moving that close. I wish that I originally wanted to buy, it was right here where I was buying. And I thought it was going to drop down. So I put an option call in order to buy this. When it dropped down, it would hit and just take off. And I forgot to check it, and it left me. So I didn't get in this right here because I wasn't watching it close enough. I could have got in puts there, but when it got up here with everything going on, I wasn't really sure what it was going to do. I wish I would have. I've been good money, but I didn't. Then we got CRM. I think everybody in our group is in CRM. And it's got that same little cup and handle, and it sold off today right with the market. I hated that. I wish I'd had puts on it, but I have calls from, I think, back over in here somewhere. I don't even remember where I bought it. I've had them for about a week or so. They're long, and CRM is going to take off, so I'm long bias bullish on that. Disney actually did pretty good today, even with the sell-off right there. It's still up pretty good. So if Mickey sold off his calls today, he's going to get to take Minnie out for dinner. Maybe he went out tonight. I hope he did, because I think he's going to get destroyed tomorrow. I believe Disney will probably sell off quite a bit with the market, but as soon as that market reverses, it's going to take off, no doubt. Disney, I'm long biased on. I mean, if you got an extra few $100 or something, or 1,000 or whatever you could put on Disney, then I would. I'm in Disney calls. LYV, I sold it today. When it drops, I'm going to get back in. That's Live Nation. That's where you buy your concert tickets. But I sold it right here because it was just a lot of money. It was on autopilot. I set it for where I wanted to sell it, and it sold, and I think I made something like $400 or $500 on it. So that was part of my nest egg I got today. Sold it. It should sell off. If it don't, I'll jump back in it. I'm not going to lose money. I took the profit. I'll get back in it on a dip, something like this. I'll buy it on the way down, and then I'll be long on it again. Netflix, I'm so disappointed in you. I pay a monthly membership for Netflix. I watch them religiously. My wife watches them all the time, and I could have sold right there for $3,200 profit, and I didn't. I don't even know. I mean, I was so out of it yesterday from where I drove all night, and I just didn't sell it. I just thought it's going to keep going or whichever, so I went ahead and kept it. So then it come down, come up, and then today I was up something like, I think it was a couple $1,000 or so here, $20-some hundred, and I didn't sell it again because I thought, well, it's going to keep on going. Nope. So it come down, and then it come down. It was $1,500. Then it was $12, and then finally now I'm down to, what is it now? $733.28 is what I'm up at this point. I should have just took the 15 and then bought it again, but yeah, I get greedy sometimes, and when someone takes my profit away, I feel that I lost that money instead of looking that I've still got $1,500. So I should have sold it and moved on, but I didn't. I'm long on it. I think my Netflix is May the 15th. I don't have my glasses on. I think it's May 15th, May something. So I've got plenty of time, and this will turn around and I'll make money. But I should have took my $3,200 here and let it sell off and then jump back in. And when I bought it, I had planned on keeping this long term, But you need to take your profits. Just because you're up and you got a lot of time doesn't mean you don't take your profit. So you take your profit, and then after that you go ahead and buy it in on the next dip. And if it don't dip, you just buy it in later. You still got your profit. You can take your profit and buy back in and keep your original money, and then you're working on house money. NVDA broke the channel, and it stayed above the channel today, so that's good. So this channel is no longer in existence. So let's go ahead and back up, and let's take that channel out, because it is no longer ready for this trade here, no longer in existence. So now we're taking off through here. It looks like we've got some sort of a channel on it already. So if we take this one and kind of go up here and then come back there, yeah, there's the channel. So we got them right here. We've got them up there, here. That's probably going to sell off all the way to here. So NVDA, I've got calls on it. They're not doing great at all. When this comes down and touches down here to the 228.37 tomorrow, then I'll probably jump back in with some long calls. So I'm long NVDA. They are a great company. A lot of stuff in the computer, just as well as AMD. AMD and NVDA are just really good. So those two I'm long on. So on the Roku, I tried to get some calls today and I couldn't get in. It missed it. Because I told everybody to get puts through here. I didn't have them, but I told everybody to ride the puts down. And then this one, you could have got in calls, and I talked about it. I didn't get in those either. Today, I decided I'm going to get in calls because I saw this coming down, and I thought even if it drops one more day, that's fine. I'll just average down on this day and then keep on going because I was afraid it's going to take off. So I put my order in down here a little bit greedy, doing the Clint thing, trying to get every little penny, and it ended up taking off without me. I could have made money on it today, but it'll sell off tomorrow, and I'll just get in tomorrow. Roku, I'm long bullish on that. Just about everything's long bullish. Everything's sold off so much. I mean, you can just throw a dart and hit something, buy calls on it, and make money. Space sold today. It sold in this candle here. As soon as it opened up, it sold for profit. I think I made, it was a little less than $200, $150 or $175, but hey, it's money. I took it, and I will wait on the little pullback, and then I'll get back in probably. I'm not real wild about space. I think it's a fad. But, if I can make a few dollars on it, I will. I don't put much money on it just in case. But I think on the next ones, I might buy like a January call. I don't know how much they are, but I might buy something longer term and just kind of let it ride. I think this is probably going to take off, but I don't know for sure. Again, it's almost kind of like a fad. Then we have SPY. SPY is our mothership today. I mean, I think we had together of the ones we sold, I bet we sold off 2,500 or 3,000 calls on this today in our group. I mean, it was ridiculous. We are the reason, Clint said, that we are the reason this dropped because we owned it all and we sold it off, and then boom, and we bought puts up here and then took that money. So SPY was a real treat for me today. I've been holding it. I think I had close to 500 calls on it, and I think I sold around 400 of them or so, something like that. I might have 100 left, and they were ones I had bought earlier on, and I couldn't profit on them, or else I would have sold them. So I'm going to go ahead and look at those that I've got, and if they are long enough, I'll probably average them down and then make some money, but I think they're all short term, so I'll probably just go ahead and let those ride out, and hopefully they'll pay off in the end. But I will be back into SPY. Another person, they put like a sizable chunk down on SPY calls. They had 600 calls, just them. And they made, I think it was something like, I think $4,000 or something, $4,000 they made just off of those 600. And they just bought them, I think it was Monday. It was Monday when they bought them. So they bought them Monday, sold them on Wednesday, and made $3-4 grand on them. It was a good buy for them. TLT, you know, guys, I just don't understand bonds yet. And people ask me, and I tell them up front, I don't know. Cup and handle. I almost bought puts today, and before it actually dropped. And when I looked at the IV was so high, I thought I'm not going to get caught in an IV crush and just lose my money. You might have made money on them. I know some of the people in the group bought them. I know Clint bought some today, and I'm thinking that I think Kyle bought some, and maybe one other person that I know of had bought them. But I don't know how you're going to come out on them because the IV was so high, so I just stayed away from it. I figure when something is that high, I would just find another ticker that I can get in that looks more potential profit. And this was so mixed anyway. I didn't know if I could get in puts or calls. It's just, I don't know. Now this right here, I drew that a couple days ago, and this is what I was thinking. The cup and handle, it would come down to here, and then it would take off. So I drew this a couple days ago, and it's kind of in line with what I said. So it's actually doing pretty good. Matter of fact, I mean, this was just a line I drew. I didn't even have anything to go by. And it's come down, almost touched it, and it's just riding it. So we'll see what it does. I'm going to leave that. I'm just curious of what it will do. Tesla, wow, look at that thing. That thing just keeps on tanking. And now it's in a pennant just like the others. So if we come down to here, and then we come back to here, right there. So that's in a pennant, and it's a bullish pennant, which doesn't necessarily mean anything because it could go either way. With the market going to sell off, this could easily sell off. We did sell off after hours with the market, but it kind of picked up with the market as well. If the market sells off tomorrow, this is going to drop out. But I would be long bullish on Tesla. Elon is a genius. He's just, I think he's an alien, I swear. He moves like one. He's always talking about the AI, putting those chips in you to make you move and stuff. And the way he moves around stuff, he may have a chip in him. I don't know. Then you have Twitter. Twitter is just a good, consistent run. I like those. I like, when I'm in calls, I like them to go straight up because you make more money, but it's going up continually. So with it going up continually, like this, then we could put a channel. Let's see here. If we come down, I don't really like that one. We've got it kind of touched through here. It touched there. It touched there. I'm going to leave this here and see what happens. We have this fib line going across here. That could actually almost be like a horizontal line, but we're not touching it back here. If this would have come up and touched there, come down, then I would say ascending triangle. But where it is right now, I mean, we touched right there, come back down. We went up, touched, and we come back down. I would say that tomorrow this runs. That's what I would say. Twitter does. And Twitter's not really following the ES that much. It's kind of got its own thing going. I did sell off right there, but you know, I'm long term on this. I have calls on Twitter. I think it's going to be one that you can hold on to for a while and be fine. And then we have Walmart. Everybody loves Walmart except me. And I'm going to have a video just on Walmart Friday at the end of the day. And it's called Mistakes, Lessons, and Following the Rules. That's what it's going to be called. Unless, I'll still do the video, but if this thing takes off and rages the next 2 days, I need it, in order for me to come out, I need this thing to be up in here. Now, could it do it? Yes. But I really need it to be up in here. I've got some calls that are April 24th, I think it is, and those are going to be fine. But I bought some calls that expired this Friday right here. And I shouldn't have done it. I know better than to do it, but we're going to, and it's a lot of money, thousands, that I'm potentially going to lose by Friday. And this is going to be another valuable lesson. I don't do this kind of trading. I did it. I went into bad habits of the past, and I'm going to be paying dearly for it. So this is going to be a multi-$1,000 mistake. And it's just greed and everything else. And I was up $610 on this thing and wouldn't sell it. So we're going to see how it plays out. This is going to be its own little video. I do believe that we're probably going to bounce off of this channel right here. And I believe that we will go ahead and take off. Walmart has been going against ES. So when ES sells off, it goes up. When ES rages, it comes down. And if you look at ES according to Walmart, look at those two side by side, they are running opposite of each other. This is what gold should be doing. Gold should be running against ES, not with ES. So, but that's where we are with it. The fibs, the purple ones are for the 1 hour, and then we have these fibs up here on the weekly. So for what we've been trading, because a bunch of us been not really day trading, but we've been swinging it, playing like 1 to 3 day swings and stuff. So I put in the 1 hour to see what it would do. So we come down, we hit this channel. I believe we're going going up, and I believe that sincerely. But look here what happened. At the end of the day, when ES sold off, what's Walmart do? Yeah, it knows I've got those calls, and it's going to cost me, and it's going to make me pay. So, but it's bounced, this channel pretty good. And usually when it comes down to hit, and it goes. So I think that we'll go ahead and rally with it. Now let's go back to ES, and we'll finish up with the ES unless you all have any more tickers to want me to pull out. Let's look see what ES has done since we've been talking. It's still coming down. You can see right there. It's staying right on the bottom of that 15. It's just going to push it down. You got the VWAP right there. Everything says for it to come down. Yes, Rage Walmart, get it. I truly hope it does. ES looks like it's just going to continue to sell off, so not selling those puts right here, it's going to pay off for me. Where's it going to go? I would say probably right around the 23.86 mark. That would be good enough for me. That would give me a good little drop. That would give from here to there is another 72 points. And I will probably, if this thing starts falling, I'll probably get in a future contract and ride this down. If that'll drop 100 points, that's another $5,000 I can make on that. So get $50 a point, and I would probably just let it ride all night and put me a trailing stop on it. So if it comes back, it'll just knock me out, and I'll take the profit. So either that, or I will just get some puts. I may just buy the puts so I don't have to follow it. Buy some ES puts tonight, and once I get that, let it just go ahead and drop, and then when I wake up in the morning, just go ahead and sell them. And if I can make an extra $1,000, $2,000 off of this on puts, then that'd be great. And so I may just do that, because the options are safer than trying to scalp. When you scalp, it's somewhat difficult because they move so much. Like for instance, on a 1 minute candle, you've got candles like this one here. That was 7. That's roughly 7 points that moved. Well, if you got a trail stop of 5, that's just going to knock you out, and you're going to lose that money. And you just kind of keep on going. So it's really hard to trade, especially in consolidation like this. Now this right here, I missed that. I wish I'd have got in it. If I'd have got in this one on a ES future contract, that is 83 points times 50, which is going to be what is that? 83 and 50. I can't do math. 83 times 50, $4,150 that I would have made on that. So that would have been good. Walmart calls were the first thing that I bought with this group. Just saying. Yak at me. All right. Well, I'm glad that you made money on that. I'm really excited. I'm glad you're on the team, and I'm sure that you have a lot more money to make, because everybody in our group is they're making a killing. If you're actively in our group and watching the chats and the call outs and stuff, I don't know how you could not make money. I swear I don't. Very few trades do we not make money on. Very few trades. And if we do lose money, it's usually a little bit, unless you're like me with that Walmart where I just did something stupid. So anyway, I just have to live with that one. It cost me. So ES, it looks like it's going down. Let's look at gold again. Gold is still doing the same thing. Let me put it on 5 minute. It's just basing over, but it looks like it's hitting the 180 and pulling down, so that's going to be good for me. I'd really like to see gold come on down to the 1485. My original plan when I bought those was it was going to go to 1381, which you can see my alerts to let me know when it was getting close. But I really thought it would go down to 1234. That's really where I think it's going long term, but I never hold it that long. Once I get on the puts, if I make one time I made $5,000, another time I made $8,000. So I think I've made about $16,000 in the last week just on gold, trading the future puts or future options. So it's about 15 or 16,000 total in a week and a half I made on it. So I've got more on it now. I think I've only got 12. I've got about $2,000 worth of puts on it right now, and that 2,000, if it would drop like I want, if it went down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, that 2,000 would turn into probably $25,000 in profit if it would go there. So it doesn't take a lot of money to trade in futures in order to make a lot of money. So I kind of like the futures better. We have courses coming out. I've got the futures contract pretty much done. I've got to add a few little sheets in it. I've got 2 people reviewing it just to make sure that it's what I think it is. And once they okay it, and then I throw in those couple of sheets and I'll make those available. It's going to be $199 for the course. It is not a monthly thing. It's you buy it and it's yours to keep on watching as long as you're as long as we have it up. So it'll be forever. So $199 for that. And if you're in our group, I won't mention it, but if you're in our Discord group, you're going to get a discount on it for the first 24 hours once I do it. So if you're not in the Discord group, you have to be in there in order to get that discount. If you're not in the Discord group, you do not get the discount. So that'll help you out. That's knocking off some money. Every time I put a new course out, our Discord group is going to get discounts in the first 24 hours of posting. So that helps. And that helps pay your monthly membership doing that. And that should be it. Any tickers that you're all wanting to see. So what does joining this team entail? I tell you what, if you go to the Facebook group, there's a link down in the description. Go to that Facebook group, and there's someone asked why they should join this group, what is good about it. And actually, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Right here. So let's see if let me open up another screen. Whole screen. There. So on this one, if you look for this right here, and you look down through there, there's testimonials about what is going on in our group, and that will allow you to see the comments from our group itself, what they think about it, if they like it, and if it's good for you. I've never had anybody complain about being in the group. So, and we've only had 2 people in there that I really didn't care for in the group, so I deleted both of them. I don't have to have that monthly membership, and that's the difference between me and other Discord groups. Is I want everybody to get along. I don't want the negativity. I don't want any drama. We're in there to trade and have a good time, and if you can't do that, I will boot you fast, because we just don't want those kind of people. And I never really get on to anybody. Everybody just seems to respect each other. We don't allow bullying and all that stuff. So our group is totally different than a lot of the groups I've been in. So I really like it. We also pay referrals. So if you get in the group and you bring other people, we pay $25 per person, one-time charge or one-time fee. And so that helps you pay it. So if you come in and you get 4 more people a month, then it's paid for. But honestly, when you come in, you're not going to worry about that anyway, because you're going to be making money on the trades. The trades are just awesome, and it's not just what I call out; it's what our whole group calls out. We work in there as a team, and Christy always says that it's a family, and really it does. We've even got a channel where everybody posts their family pictures and stuff, so we can get to know each other. So I like it real well. And let's see, go down through here. Why do you think that Walmart is going opposite of ES these days? I have no idea. I wish I knew. But it has been since before the crash. Actually, Walmart was going down before ES dropped. If you go back and look at the charts, it'll show it. And then, actually, I can pull it up. But if you look at it, if we look at the 4-hour, see where it was dropping here? Well, that is when the market was raging, right through here. So the market has been going up the whole time, and it's sold off. So, this is this is over the last year. Walmart has just not done that great. And if you look right here, let's see, 3, 4, right here is when the market sold off, and it sold off a little bit there, but look what happened. It raised all the way up the whole time ES was selling off. So I don't know why it is. I really don't. Usually Walmart runs with ES. And let's see here. It's cost me, I got in when you did. What's costing you, Robert? I'm not following you. I got in when you did. There's a new sheriff in town, yeah. Not really a sheriff. We like to trade. We like to make money. I get so excited. My wife just gets tickled at me because I'll go down there and I'll tell her how much someone made in our group. And I get so excited when someone tells me they made $11,000 on a trade, and it's because of our group. One guy, I think he's made, I think he told me, if I'm not mistaken, it was either 20-some thousand or 30-some thousand he's made in our group, and he's been there for exactly 1 month. And that's what he made. Now, he's got an account that he can trade, so he's not trading off a $1,000 account. But even at a $1,000 account, we've got people, if you look on our Facebook group, there's testimonial after testimonial in there. There's one girl that had, I think she took $6 and turned it into $140 in a matter of a couple of days. She turned her account from red to green. I've got another guy in there, Roman, that he's our Hollywood guy. He's an actor. But he turned his account, he was down, I think he told me it was $9,000 in the red before he came to our group. And right now he's only $3,some hundred in the red. So, and he's been there for, I think he's been in there 3 weeks now. So he's made $6,000 in that 3 weeks. And he's got a small account, guys. He don't have a $100,000 account. He's got something, I think it's just a few $1,000s, if that. So he's turning the money off of those. So you don't have to have a large account. I took $90 and bought Walmart calls, 15 contracts, and I turned it into $1,965 in about 2.5 weeks. So if you got a small account, we don't care if it's small or large or whichever. We might buy 100 contracts on something where you might buy 5. But percentage is percentage, and eventually those percentages turn into bigger dollars, and your account gets larger, and then before you know it, you're buying 20 contracts instead of 5, and you just keep on going and leave your money in there until you get to a certain threshold, and then you start pulling money out. With me, I don't have $100,000 in my account. There's no sense of carrying that much. I carry enough to be over PDT in case I want a day trade, which I hardly ever do. But I carry more than that in order to, just for that reason. And then anything above a certain amount, I just, do withdrawals. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 withdrawals in a week because, we're making so much. Last week, made $26,000. The week before that was $16,000. This week I didn't really trade much because I was out of town. But I'm already up, I think, somewhere in the $11,000-$12,000 range. And this is only Wednesday. I've got 2 more days of trading left, and I may not sell. I know I'll sell my SPY puts because if I don't, I'll get hammered on them because they'll end up going up over the weekend probably. So I'm going to sell my SPY puts, my Apple puts, and then I'm going to go into a buying frenzy again and start buying up a bunch of SPY. Getting the SPY is going to be your money long term. So that's where we are with our group. I think it's good. I don't think you can find anybody to actually say anything bad about it. Everybody's made money, and we welcome you. So if that's it, then I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, and I've got some trading to do with the futures, and I thank you all for showing up, and we'll talk to you all later.